Hello, hello, hello. This is Jake Harrison with All in Motion Podcast. And thank you all from wherever you're at for tuning in. And I really do appreciate it. Today, we have my good friend, Jose Cordova. Jose, how are you doing, sir?
Thank you, Jacob. Thank you for having me here today for this podcast. I'm doing very well. Thank you for asking. How are you today?
I'm good. And so we're going to talk about the title, the topic, because I know it really reflects on you and your life. And I'm here. So what does that mean to you?
For me, I'm here means it means a lot of things, but it definitely is it's my life experiences. The situations that I have been put through, and then having to fight my way out of it. Starting from me born in Honduras and coming here, going through my life experiences. My trials and errors, moving through life experiences and different types of exposures to my own situations, and surviving.
Right. That's awesome, man. And so I want to dive a little bit deeper because it relates to me, if that's okay, if you mind me sharing. So yeah, for me, what's really interesting about it is I'm here. Personally, I feel like throughout my life, I showed up, but I was not there. I took a lot of people's time away. And I was selfish, to be quite honest. And I didn't really consider people's feelings. And so for me, it was being there is being able to defend yourself in a firefight and being able to trust the guy next to you, be it Marine, a soldier in the Army, an airman, things of that nature. Being able to depend on somebody. I always showed up in war because when you're that far away from home, no one, not that people don't care, your family cares about you, but that all goes out the window, right? So you have to protect the man and the woman that's next to you. So what was it like moving from Honduras to New York City in the Bronx? Because I'm familiar, that's where you lived, right, in Bronx?
Yes. So my experience, it was a ultimate culture shock, Jake. I'm not gonna lie to you. Coming from where it's warm all year round, tropical, to where only thing you're wearing is shorts, a shirt, and you'll be about your merry day, and then coming into the United States, in the middle of winter, it was cold, Jake. That had resonated within me for the rest of my life. When it snowed and we got over here, me and my brothers, like I never forget this moment where me and my brothers went outside. We jumped in the snow, and then no more than at least 2 minutes later, right, we just started freezing. And then all I can remember is my dad just laughing at us, and because it was cold, we didn't know what snow was. So it was definitely cultural shock, and also to hold the language barrier. Also, getting used to English. It was very, 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 very different. So I definitely did enjoy that time moving to the United States and experiencing, that side early on before getting used to all the other comfortable seasons.
So you joined the military, correct? What time period was that when you were in the Bronx in your life? What period of was that? 80s, 90s, 2000s, obviously, right?
Right. So during the time I joined the military in 2004.
2004. Okay.
That was in June of 2004.
Okay.
Again, everything was going crazy. Everything was chaos. Still, people were still trying to digest the fact of 9/11. That it really affected a whole lot of individuals with that one. That definitely was a factor of me joining the military at that time too, as well. Amongst other things, my life. I had decisions that I had to make. As far as to being where I am now. So I jumped in. I went. I took the chance and joined the military, and as far as the branch that I ended up taking was the Marine Corps. So, I definitely owed a lot to them because of them, how I am now. I learned a whole lot of stuff from the military that helps me live, stay with life.
Right. You basically just answered it, but I was just going to follow up question. Is, basically, what inspired you to join the Marine Corps?
What inspired me Jake, a lot of things inspire me. One is, the traveling. So I was one of those individuals that, I saw that commercial with a Marine making it up the top of a mountain and going to fight
The
to fight
commercials,
the
right?
Yes.
The sword, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that one. Definitely, everybody knows that one.
Right.
So
the Marines are bad. I mean, they're bad dudes.
Exactly. Those guys are bad to the bone, and that was definitely, I guess for me, it was inspiration. It was something new.
Right.
It was like an explosive power, like a different.
And energy, right?
Yes.
In a sense, right?
Exactly that. So that's a factor. One of the most basic factors as far as joining that stuff. They did a good job at promoting it. So it caught my attention. Then I ended up went to the recruiting station, and I signed myself up. So I went, joined the military, and that's how it all happened.
Did you ever deploy? And if you did, but you ever serving any type of combat?
Yes, I deployed to Iraq. Left from here. Went to Kuwait, and then from there went to Kuwait. The first thing we noticed about Kuwait was the temperature was hot. It was really hot, and so like at 10, 11 o'clock at night. So yeah, we've deployed. We definitely deployed. Me and my unit in Camp Pendleton.
Did you ever experience any type of combat when you were over in Iraq?
Yes, we did. We experienced combat. There was one time at night. We, of course, we got bombed.
Right, like mortars, things of that nature.
Mortars, exactly.
Right.
It was at night. In the middle of the night, everyone was asleep, and then only thing you hear is boom, boom, boom. All I remember was eight drops.
Right.
8 drops, and then next thing you know, my corporal comes banging on our hatch, saying, "Hey, are you guys okay? Just keeping an eye on us." So I guess basically some of the things in combat that we definitely ended up in, being around. So,
do you think you were ever affected by mental health issues, PTSD, depression? Did that ever affected you? You think like after you return home and throughout the course of your life? Because, what we want to explore here in All Emotion is the fact that PTSD is not necessarily related to being in the military or civilian, vice versa. It's identifying and separating PTSD from certain events from PTSD in combat, okay? And so that's, kind of want to get your opinion or, your experience, if that makes sense.
Well, looking at it now, Jake, again, with me, this is just me for myself. I'm looking at it now, with doing my readings and a little bit of research too as well. As far as like how I was before to how I am now, it definitely does have those symptoms. To where as far as before, very joyful, very open. I would definitely enjoy conversations to be able to, learn more. At least have that intensity of learning. Being interested, being engaged too as well, and then to more so now to like just not being that will engage. I'm not how to say easily impressed anymore.
Right.
I don't have that natural sense of awe, of surprisement and stuff too as well. Like I guess majority of that has been kind of like drained in a way. When I left, when I got out of the military, I got out with OTH.
Yeah, that's what I'm happy you brought that up, Jose. Seriously, because that's something that the goal of mine is to address that, and I believe that a lot of people that served in the military and that didn't serve in the military need to really understand what that means. And so, if you don't mind, would you please share with the audience that experience?
So when I left the military, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat nothing at all. I left out of the military with OTH, and that.
So what happened in that?
My again is with marijuana. I had marijuana in my system. Trying to plead, and as far as the love from what was given to me, it wasn't very high levels too as well. Honestly, just to be really honest, I've been trying to fight that situation among myself, and it just comes down to where, like asking for help. During that time, during that era, there was a lot of stuff that was affecting me. A lot mentally, emotionally too. I was, dealing with issues with, my two oldest kids' mothers. I have three kids, and then for my two oldest kids' mothers, having to having to work things out, during that time, and then, just being me, trying to reach out to individuals for help. And every time I would reach out to individuals, the first thing that they look at me is like, dude, you're like, what do you need help with, right? You're strong and whatnot. That's what they look at. They look at the physical aspect of an individual, which is kind of unfortunate nowadays. Once I got out of the military, it was really hard. Life was really hard, Jake. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was so hard. The extra hoops and loops that I had to do to get my benefits. And as far as getting a job too, well, I used to be creditable.
You're speaking about the rating from the VA, correct?
Yes. And they're credible. To be able to, go up and tell somebody how I really feel instead of that an individual just by the way I look and stuff like that, tell me like that I don't need anything. To where having to talk to an evaluator about, trying to talk to a psychiatrist or psychologist as well.
So would you think, if you mind me asking, so for people in the civilian side, what does that mean when you're rated, in terms of like, how do they, when someone goes for disability, could you kind of elaborate, if that's possible, on that, like how that process works in terms of someone that's former military with any branch of service? Like, how does someone go about doing that?
Well, so one thing when you start off in the military, so because once you have signed your military papers saying you're going to go into the military, anything that happens to you under the care of the government is supposed to be you're supposed to report it, whether it's medical records too as well. If you get injured, anything that ends up happening to you. So, throughout life, as far as doing those, getting your exposure to, physical activities, you get hurt, you break a bone, or you get a cut, or whatever the case may be, you want to have that annotated. And, once you get out, I feel like you get sent to the last in line, when it comes to
really
getting service.
Really?
Yeah. Most of the times, everybody would rather help on the honorable. People got discharged honorably.
Honorably discharged. Right.
And then individuals that got anything under that, they get sent back down, and then you're having to do like 3, sometimes even 4 times the job to be able to get in that same position as an honorably discharged military member. So it was very hard. That's another factor that made it difficult for me to get to where I'm at right now. So again, when I said as far as the title saying I'm here, I'm here now. I'm going through the experiences that I have gone through, with the military, an uphill battle, fighting with my kids' mothers too as well, and just trying to live life comfortably now.
I want to know when and how you got into bodybuilding.
When I got out of the military, as far as trying to reestablish myself as a civilian, walking around, I didn't have a vehicle, so I would walk everywhere. And then one time, my right knee, it started bothering me. One reason why is because, again, with all the movements that I had to do, trying to hurry up, get a job here, having to travel here and there. I didn't have a car again. So, I went to go see the doctor, and the doctor basically just told me that, it was a weight issue. Definitely a weight issue. So I ended up, took that upon myself, and I would go to the gym. Started off, I went to LA Fitness. I do the 2 days, right, to where you go to the gym 2 times in a day and whatnot. I guess try to maximize as far your efforts. So that's what I was doing. I kept doing that. I kept going to the gym. I started getting noticed a lot, not just by the employees that work there, but also everybody else. You know, everybody will see me there. You know, I'm easily approachable. I will talk, just trying to get knowledge from all the pros, all of the veterans. You know, the veteran bodybuilders there. So you know, I will talk to them too as well. Sometimes get a workout in with them also. That way I can learn. You know, I could definitely have that first hand raw experience that you know people don't normally get. You know, it felt like I was a little kid talking to a mentor right then and there. Where they tell me, okay, this is how you do a squat, and then if you want to learn some neat stuff, you do it this way. So I took that. I definitely took that. And then after that, I got pulled into fitness. You know, I started working at LA Fitness after that, and then I jumped to Gold's Gym. You know, and then after that, you know, I ended up I continued on in the fitness realm, and then you know to my most previous job before my current job now, to where I was a fitness coordinator for the Marine Corps.
Where was that?
That's in Henderson Hall. That's right next to the Pentagon, here close to DC too as well. So if you ever want to hit up the MCCS, it's called Marine Corps Community Services. That's the HIT program. It's called High Intensity Tactical Training. So that one is just.
You ran that program, correct?
Yes, I ran that program definitely, and the program's awesome, Jake. A lot of things you can definitely learn from that program. Right. Being active. And
you had people all from the Pentagon. Not to interrupt, but just want to make sure the audience understands. You had people from full birds all the way up to 3-star generals. Is that correct?
Yes. As far as my class, again, I cater to active duty military members that had access to go on base. So that's everybody from the Air Force to military in general. I had so much fun in that class, Dick. I definitely had so much fun.
What was it about the class? Because I know you do personal training. Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct? You do it off the side, right? You do your own personal training.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, right. So what was it about the classes that? Because I could tell, like right now, you got like really excited about it. What was it about? What was it about those classes? You could burn them out, right?
Yes. So my classes were an hour long. So I ended up going again. It's the template was a basic template, but this was inside that template that made it so much fun. We would, we would run through the whole curriculum as far as stretching. You know, we do stretching, and then we warm up. We do the workouts, and then after the workout, we do a cool down, and then another stretch too as well, and then just be on your merry way. So all of my classes, I told every one of them it didn't matter the rank too as well. Like my class, it varied a whole lot when it came to rank. I had everybody from the lowest rank to a 3-star, and as far as like generals are involved too as well, I've actually even had generals come in my class that are from out of the country. Examples, I had a 2-star and a 3-star general from Venezuela that came to my class too as well, and they enjoyed every second of it too as well. So it is that what I took from that is the enjoyment of helping individuals have that good workout, making them feel good for that day, to make sure that they know that they did something that definitely helped them out.
I want you to tell the audience about what it takes, and I'm asking you to train and prepare for a bodybuilding competition.
Oh, it's basic stuff.
It's not basic stuff, Jose. Come on, man. It's not that basic, sir. Come on.
The mindset has to be there.
Right.
Once you have that mindset, there's no limit as to what you can do. When it comes to bodybuilding, research definitely helps as far as what it is. The general stuff of what you need to do to be a bodybuilder, it definitely helps out to exactly know what it is, what your program is going to be, what your routine is going to be too as well, and how you're going to end up maintaining that, with your diet. So they all play hand in hand as far as like being a bodybuilder, what they need to do. You got to eat a lot. Yes, but as far as eating a lot too as well, you also have to work out a lot too as well. And then as far as the intensity of the workout, it has to match what it is that you're eating. And then consistency and resilience also. You want to have that discipline to be able to have, like, to reach that goal that you have in your head.
How many competitions have you been to?
I've been to one competition. My first one, this one, I had no coach, and I came in third place.
That's good. Out of how many people?
70 people.
Dude, that's amazing. Right. Now, could somebody compete, in your honest opinion, the people that you know over the course of I know you have a lot of people because of all the different gyms you worked at, all the relationships, connections, and networking. Is there any way someone could compete and be successful without a coach?
Yes. I can agree with you on that 100%. You can do that. It is doable. Nowadays, we're in an era of information.
Because of social media, probably you can follow people and get their workout plans,
yes.
Their diet. Obviously, with terms of diet's the most important thing, and other things obviously that factor into preparing for that.
I feel like the intro to preparing for that, to live a healthy lifestyle, is to the social media is, watch, like, just looking at the people first and foremost.
Yeah.
How they go off and showing off their bodies and whatnot. That's one thing you can take from that too as well. If you wanna have a goal, you wanna reach to as well. If you wanna look somewhere close to that individual, is right there. Then after that, the next thing that ends up happening is doing your research.
Being through what you've been through in your life, you're probably one of the, I don't know how to say it, like in terms of resiliency. No, I mean you've been there for me when I was down, a lot, seriously. And I want you to share, if you're okay with it, about the time that you had to sleep out of your car. If you're okay with talking about that, Jose.
That's fine. I can definitely chime in on that now. I can say that I do right now. I can say that smiling, but as far as the experience back then, it was very hard. I never thought,
Was this before the Marine Corps, or was this after?
This is after the Marine Corps.
After you got out.
This is after I got out. Again, it was being hard, especially having the OTH too as well. Just being me, like living my life, trying to improve. There are those. Everybody's different, as far as they're having their own unique situations and whatnot. Mine's at the time, it was a struggle. I had 40% disability rating from the VA with the stuff that I do end up having, and it wasn't that. I felt like I felt like I deserved more. But and then also having that issue from jumping from job to job because times I couldn't make it there at all. Again, I didn't have a vehicle, so having the job, working just to try to get money, it made life that much difficult. The commute, I had to, like, it took me 2 hours to get to work. I had to be at 6 o'clock in the morning, and it took me 2 hours to get there. To be leaving off at 4 o'clock and then having another 2 hours to get home. So most of my life was just like being outside and whatnot. It was so hard. It made me look bad, as far as my punctuality is concerned. Being work on time, it definitely affected me so much too as well. And then during that time, again, I'm paying child support too as well. Just adding that on there too as well. So it's a lot. It's a lot of those factors, to the point to where it came down to where I had no choice to either pay my child support or pay rent. I didn't have money to even find a place to stay, and even looking for a place to stay, it was hard too as well. Because for me, I would go and apply, for a room, even if you just even a room,
This was New York.
No, this is in Virginia.
It's Virginia.
Yeah, it's in Virginia.
Okay. I'm sorry. I just want to make sure the audience has it.
Right.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
Just to just to look for room. I go on Craigslist, and that's Craigslist. Just trying to find a room. So difficult, having to go through it 6, 7, 8 times to different individuals trying
It's
to.
crazy, man. You're a veteran.
Yeah.
A combat veteran.
But that too as well. Trying to prove to an individual that I'm not harmful just because of who I am and what my status is or what I look to as well. It was majority of that. It's just of a physical appearance. And this is in the wintertime too as well. So so as far as having to save gas and then save the battery too as well, I don't know. I think it was beyond the point of being humble. But it hurt. It definitely hurt. It scared the hell out of me too as well, because I didn't know what to expect. I did not know what to expect at all.
We gotta do a better job, I feel like, for the veterans, Jose. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
we do.
Yeah, we do a lot. Definitely a lot. I'm a prime example of I'm a Marine. I got OTH, but I'm busting my ass trying to prove people otherwise. I shouldn't have to do that at all. At times I get stuck and I don't know what to do. That's the scariest part, is not having a plan, because your plans are deterred with what you've been labeled as.
Right.
It's a lot of stuff, and one thing I took away from that, is that, time waits for nobody, Jay. Time waits for nobody. I took that wholeheartedly.
Yeah, you're 100% on that one, Jose. I mean, you're absolutely right. But how you feel?
It's
okay, man.
I mean, right now I feel shaky,
But it's okay, man. You can open up. It's a safe space. Seriously, man.
Just to save, again, every time I think about it, dude.
I know. I don't want to stir anything up, but that's you and I spoke. I don't want to, put you in a position, but I want you to.
Nah, that's cool. I mean, that's okay.
Okay.
It does.
Jose, this is, you're gonna help somebody though. I want you to know that.
Jake, I definitely do it for that next individual that, if they were to put in any type of similar situation, that they definitely do kind of take that in and then be able to be able to make moves still.
What keeps you motivated and driven, Jose?
Life in itself. I've lived this long. I've gone through these obstacles. I've gone through these experiences, and I want to continue. I want to continue having experiences. The drive that I have. My kids, my generation, my legacy too as well. They give me a reason to live. They give me a reason to live. You have kids, so now the perspective is changed. To where everything that you end up doing is for the good of not yourself, but the good of an individual you brought to this world. What drives me is to be able to know that people that I've encountered appreciate me, and the stuff that I do to help, economy, to help the individual, to help people, to know that it's me. I'm an individual that like bringing good vibes. I hate watching people being down. I hate individuals having bad days, and that pushes me to making sure that they don't have no bad days. When you meet me and stuff like that, you're definitely gonna smile. You're definitely gonna learn something new. Again, my family motivates me. Coming from Honduras, coming from a third world country to here, and then being here for a 20 years straight, not living anywhere else. It's a different perspective, way different perspective. And then having here with the resources you can amount and use that to be able to help, so helping is what inspired me to be motivated, and learning too as well, and gaining more experience as I go on.
Awesome, man. Awesome. We're all faced with challenges, Jose, right? You know me pretty well. What advice would you give to the audience to keep them moving, persevering, to keep them like, you're painting a picture right now, you know that, right? And you're laying the foundation. You know, if it's, you know, now we're getting to the top of the iceberg, if that makes sense. You know, it's
Right.
I learned in seminar one time when I went to boarding school that there's, you know, all the BS and crap, you don't see it. It's underwater. You see the 5 or 10% above. But there's so much inside of us that we don't speak about. That's a problem, Jose.
But yeah, definitely, as far as the resiliency to the listeners, be resilient. You know, try to learn something new every day. You know, you don't know how much it ends up helping you for that next day. You know, again, it doesn't have to be like extensive. You can start off. You can definitely start off like just learning one thing a day. You know, one thing a day, and you know, you add on to those experiences too as well, because you never know, you might come around a situation to where the stuff that you're learning applies to that situation. So with individuals that do have are going through hard stuff, you know, there's gonna be is for every downhill is an uphill. For every uphill is a downhill. For every uphill is a downhill. It's a must. You're always gonna find that equilibrium, but you're gonna have to push for it. You're gonna have to work hard for it too as well. And you're gonna the harder you work, the better you work gonna end up getting. So, you know, keep pushing that.
People on the team aren't here tonight, but we all want to just say thank you so much, Jose, for being the first guest. We appreciate it, and you're part of the team, obviously. Now you know that, and so we want if you're okay with sharing whatever you want to share, so people can reach out to you. And you know, definitely be able to assist and help them potentially.
I appreciate the offer and the invite too as well, Jake. I take that wholeheartedly too as well, and I accept it. I definitely accept it because again, you know, I'm the.
So do you mind? I mean, if it's okay, do you mind sharing whatever we can? Because like I said, the website's not up yet. I'm being really honest with everyone. It's coming,
right?
But like as of right now, you know, I know it's soon. But do you mind? Give someone's an email if they want to reach out to you or in your IG.
As far as if you want to reach out to me, my email is jgmartinezcordova @gmail.com.
So, anything else, Jose? Do you want to share before we close out? I'm going to share a few different things before we close it out, but I just want to thank you very much. It means a lot to me. And everybody, Jose just turned 26. 36.
I appreciate that decade, you know, of rejuvenation, sir.
So, yeah, man, you know, I'm not going to lie. I'll be honest. I was a little nervous, but I really appreciate you, man, because it really... You grounded me. It really, seriously, man. This is amazing. I'm happy. I'm actually very, very happy. So I really want to thank you so much.
I feel there's a lot of brotherly love. And you know, your idea is giving back to the community, the county, majority to the individuals as far as like not just military, right? And that's everybody.
Of course, part of it we want to address mental health.
Exactly.
And we're gonna eventually, with your help and everyone else, we want to bring obviously professionals that specifically deal with mental health
to help.
Exactly. And that Thursday room that I told you about, and I if you have time, we want you to be a part of it. That's a spinoff of trying to launch this podcast, and it was successful. So it's not about bringing all military on stage, but you know, we have an amazing country, and sometimes it feels like, where's it going? Does that make sense?
Yes, I definitely know. Exactly.
Right.
I learned a lot from you. We definitely bounce ideas off each other too as well, and you know, that's definitely good traits of having towards good friendship. Definitely close to being family too as well, sir. So keep it up, keep doing what you're doing, and as far as the change you're gonna bring to this world is gonna be very, very, very impactful, and I'm glad to be part of it.
Jose, we appreciate it. I'm gonna close it out. So you can follow us on YouTube, It's at All in Motion Podcast on YouTube. If you go to my Instagram, it's All in Motion Podcast, and that's how you can follow us. And then All in Motion Podcast at gmail.com.